Greetings everyone, Arcimedes here, and welcome back to another brick-filled LEGO video. Today, we're going to be taking a brief look at a very great but simple way to improve our color scheme in our more mechanical vehicles and machines and other industrial models. So let's get started, shall we? In my personal experience, I prefer to build vehicles and other more mechanical, industrial, modern models than I do building natural dioramas, for example. Simply because the rectangular, right-angled shape of Legos lends itself greater to vehicles and more modern things, as opposed to the more curvy shapes of nature, like trees. I find myself building machines a lot. However, one of the lessons I've learned from building since I was about 5 and started building creations greater than 3 blocks stacked on one another was that there were certain colors that just looked better on machines than others. In our last video on natural shading, we saw that by transitioning between darker shades and lighter tints, we were able to make a much more natural appearance to a model, while as placing the darker shades and the lighter tints right next to one another provide a much more dramatic shift, and didn't look quite so natural. Though this might be a negative in natural models, placing lighter and darker colors together like this is great when creating more modern industrial or mechanical models. Have you ever seen a Camaro driving down the street, bright yellow with white stripes on the top? I mean, it just doesn't look that dramatic. At least that's my opinion, but personally I think you'll agree with me, it just doesn't look as good as that good old black striped Bumblebee Camaro. In short, when designing your vehicular or industrial models, and while color scheming them, it is important to use colors that are bold and vibrant, and also contrasting. Here, I used bold dark blue with much more vibrant, but still bright, yellow. When used together, they make visually a pop in your eyes. Just to demonstrate the point, let me show you 3 of the same model, each with a different color scheme. The first here is white and yellow, and it looks okay, but the white and yellow together look very buttery and not very bold or striking. Next, we have a monochromatic model, which means it's all one color. Now, this method looks okay, but it's not always the most practical or efficient if you don't have a lot of a certain color, and we'll talk about it more in a later episode. Finally, we have the third option, which is, as always, with someone trying to sell something, the best option. I think you'll agree with me, though, that this model, by far, is the most visually attractive. It really pops in your eyes. You can really see the differences and the changes in between the 2 colors. I think it looks very dramatic. So, when color scheming your more modern industrial models, it usually makes sense to use bright, vibrant colors that contrast with one another, like blue and yellow, or red and black. And if you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Executing this simply by placing darker and lighter colors together, and trying to avoid placing a whole bunch of light colors together, for example. By using these contrasting colors, it creates a visual pop, something that really identifies a certain piece of the model, for example. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked this video. I hope that it was interesting, or informative, or at least that it entertained you for a little while. If you did in fact like this video, please comment, rate, or subscribe. If you didn't like this video, still, please comment and rate. And if you really want, still, please subscribe too. The point is, I want to hear what you have to say to make my videos and this channel different or better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all farewell. My name is Arcimedes36, and I'll see you next Sunday.